What's going on, folks? It's your man JQ right here at Geeked on Dev Talk Radio.
Whoa!
This is my man Free.
Woo! And the rest of them aren't
They're
here
not
today.
Here. Chandler's out sick, and unfortunately, Megan. We were hoping to have Megan there this week, but she had to deal with some stuff at her apartment. So, hope you guys, Chandler. Hope you get well soon, and Megan, take care of that landlord of yours.
Yeah,
or we will.
We're coming for you, landlord.
So, anyways, last week we talked about we wanted. I mean, we were so happy to see Captain Marvel, and we wanted to, especially Chandler. Chandler wanted to just go off on like a bunch of Captain Marvel stuff.
Just spoiler everything. By the way, this entire episode will be very, very spoiler full.
Yeah.
So
the spoiler full Captain America. Captain Marvel. I did that last week.
Yeah. Captain
Marvel episode of Geeked Out. So, but yeah, if you guys want spoilers, go ahead and keep on watching. If not, tune in next week because this episode is full of spoilers.
And the reason why we're doing the spoilers and everything is because we want to have an actual discussion about the movie and what it entails. So, again, if you don't want spoilers, join us next week and we can have a whole nother subject. But for this show,
it's spoiler.
We're gonna go spoiler crazy.
You know how hard it was last week. Like we were like, oh yeah, let's do this. Oh wait, no,
I know.
Bite your tongue. It was crazy, but yeah, this week is gonna be full of Captain Marvel. But before we get into that, real quick, we got some great news.
Oh yeah, there's a whole bunch of great news.
Bunch of great news. James Gunn is back on for Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3.
Yay!
Good for him. Honestly, I think the situation he was initially in, I get it, but the punishment was too severe. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I mean, really look at it. How old were those tweets that he put out? 10 years, 10 plus years.
I think it was like within 7 or 10 years ago. And the thing is, he's not running for office. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So he's not trying to be a president or anything.
Yeah.
He said one thing one time, 7 years, 10 years ago, whatever it was. And then
it's got just blown out of proportion.
Yeah, way out of proportion.
I think the other thing too, the other reason why is because they had the script, and some of the people were like, especially Dave Bautista, he was like, you know what, if you don't have James Gunn, and if you don't have that script, I'm not doing it.
Right, and then everybody else kind of backed him up.
Kind of backed him up. Yeah, everybody was kind of backing him up. So I mean, good for them, man. That's what you call teamwork. Family values. I mean, not family values, but that camaraderie.
Yeah.
So good for them, man. I can't wait to see what they have planned for Guardians 3. So.
Right. I mean, let's be honest. James Gunn and that whole chemistry that they had together for Volume 1 and Volume 2, if they went with somebody else on Volume 3, they'd still make their money. I mean, let's be honest. It's Marvel. They're
still going to watch it. People are still going to watch it.
But at the same time, it's not going to be a part of the grand trilogy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd be like, the first two were awesome. And just like Spider-Man 3, it sucked. It would be the same way. So I'm glad that James is back.
Yep. And speaking of movies, some of the discussion that we've always had was what's going to happen with Phase 4? What kind of movies are coming out? Well, there's an announcement that Shang-Chi, Kung Fu star of Marvel Comics from the 70s, is having a movie, and it is directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. So I don't know what he's famous for, but he's on, and we're getting an Asian inspired movie.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's really cool. I mean, it shows diversity, but at the same time, it doesn't alienate other ethnicities. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of the times, everything's being whitewashed and all that. Well, if you really look at what DC, Marvel, Disney, what they're doing is they're actually looking at all these different characters like Black Lightning and all these different characters, and they're actually using them as how they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
The ethnicities that they originally were formed, they're using them. Now, don't get me wrong, Nick Fury is supposed to be a white dude, but Samuel L. Jackson, I mean, he
made the part.
Yeah, he made it his part. So,
and it's weird because Captain Nick Fury in the Ultimate Universe was black. Mm-hmm. And it was actually modeled after Samuel Jackson even before he became Nick Fury in the movies. So I think the popularity was so great that he's somehow transitioned into the regular Marvel universe.
Yep, and that was it.
And he's apparently, I think the backstory is that Nick Fury in the Marvel universe, the Samuel Jackson Nick Fury of the Marvel universe is like a son of sorts to the original Nick Fury. Like he's a long lost son or something.
Oh, okay.
So that's why he's there. Anyway,
very cool.
Last bit of news, and this is this is kind of, it's sad, but people have to move on. But Joe Sinnott announced his retirement.
He did.
He announced his retirement. But how old is Joe right now? He's
a legendary creator.
So. Yeah, legendary inker, legendary creator. Worked with the man, the king, Jack Kirby. Mm-hmm. And he's done stuff with. Chandler's always talked about him. So he's good friends with Chandler, and we wish him well.
Well, see, from what I hear, he's retiring from doing any kind of like professional art, that kind of thing. But he's still going to be doing like a few comic conventions here and there, like signings and just to meet the fans. But yeah, the guy deserves it. He's worked so long and so hard that for him to retire now is to enjoy the rest of his life.
Yeah, I know.
Instead of having deadlines all the time, it's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. So we appreciate you, Joe. Congratulations on the retirement. Wish you well,
dude. Did you hear?
What?
Biggest news that came out this week, and it just I think it was like a day or two ago, where Disney finally acquired Fox for $73 billion. Now Disney literally owns everything.
Oh my God!
Right?
Okay, so there. You know what? Yeah, I know there's a bunch of Disney fans out there, and I know there's a bunch of anti-Disney fans out there. Uh-huh. I didn't really get into the argument because I didn't understand. But why are these from the anti-Disney portion of it? Are they mad because they're just buying everything? And I don't know.
Well, I think some people just didn't like Disney in the first place, right? So you already got those people.
Yep.
Then also there's people that think in the ways of, if Disney owns everything, then there's no competition to make them better.
I think Warner Brothers,
right? And I'm like, well, other than Warner,
that's not really competition anyway. But
well, other than Warner Brothers, if for example, if now Disney doesn't have to make it better to compete with Star Wars because now they own it.
Yeah.
They don't have to make it better to compete with X-Men because now they own it.
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing. So there's different thought process for this. Personally, I like the fact that Disney is acquiring these properties because now you can see X-Men versus Avengers.
Oh my God!
You can see the Silver Surfer and Fantastic Four, Galactus, and all that in the Marvel universe.
Galactus,
they belong.
And Galactus, not a fart cloud.
Yeah, not a fart cloud. Actual Galactus.
Actual Galactus. Yeah, that's what I'm excited about. That. The main point of that for me was X-Men, Fantastic Four.
Right.
All that stuff is I'm so glad. You don't even know.
And Disney's proven themselves to make really great superhero movies. Mm-hmm. Let's be honest, that's what they do. Superhero movies and animation. And so, for them to acquire it, the properties and the characters, they know how to do it. It's not like, Miramax or whatever's coming out, the next Howard the Duck. Mm-hmm. No, they're actually doing what a superhero movie should look like.
Yeah.
So, yay!
Hey, congratulations, Disney.
Congratulations, Disney, for being the biggest conglomerate.
I know. I don't know. I think we ready for commercial break?
I think we're ready for commercial break, and when we come back,
top 3 topics of the day. Stick around. Welcome back, folks. Right here on Geeked Out. We are ready. Are we ready?
I think I'm ready.
I'm ready. Chandler, Megan, you guys? Oh wait, no, never mind.
I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready too. Wagan, are you ready?
All right, guys, let's hit it. Our top 3 topics of the day.
Geeked Out top 3 topics of the day.
All right. Topic number 1 of our Captain Marvel spoiler-full top 3 topic of the day is who was a surprise cameo star of Captain Marvel? Keep in mind that there was actually so we all know that Stan's going to show up, right?
Yes.
And there was one other that I remember that not a lot of people. I mean, people like obviously because I'm a little more versed in comic books. Young Monica Rambeau, who played the 3rd Captain Marvel in the comic books, was actually there.
Wow, you went deep on this, man.
Monica Rambeau, because if you guys watch the movie, well, obviously if you're watching the movie and you're watching this now, you already know. So when we look into Carol's past, she had she was in the Air Force, and her partner was oh god, I can't even remember. Monica's mom. I can't remember what her name was. It's like Michelle, like something like that. Rambeau. But her call sign was Photon, which is Captain Marvel or
Photon.
Monica's new name. She went by so Monica Rambeau went by Captain Marvel, obviously. Was part of the Avengers for a little bit. I think Spectrum was one of her names. And then she eventually ended up as Photon. So that's one, and then Stan.
You really know your stuff about Captain Marvel, man. Like, honestly.
I know enough, I think.
Like, honestly, all I know is that she got her powers from Rogue. No, Rogue's got her powers from Captain Marvel. Yeah. That's as far as I go. That, and I guess she was like a Noble Corps or something like that, but not really.
She's part of that whole space galaxy drama. But like for me, the two cameos in the whole movie were Monica. And it was so I went to the movie theater and there was only like 6-7 people in the theater, surprisingly.
Well, it's because you went during the day at like 11 o'clock on a Wednesday.
Yeah, on a Wednesday. But when I saw Monica there, I was like, oh my god, the other Captain Marvel's there, and like nobody understood.
Nobody cared. Right? But you did, which is good.
But I did, because
that's what the movie's supposed to be about. All these little Easter eggs or whatever that draw you into the movie.
Yeah.
Like for me, I would have to go with, of course, Stanley.
Yeah.
Right. But within that scene, there's 2 cameos for me: the Stanley and the Mallrats script.
Yeah.
That cameo right there, that was like, yes. The Mallrats script was what got me, because I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. Mallrats and everything like that. So when I saw that, that's when I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So check this out. I watched Kevin Smith actually put something out after the movie came out. And he was like, man, I just want to thank everybody at Marvel for putting me on this, like, blah, blah, blah. He was really ecstatic, but just to hear Stan, because this is, so another backstory of this is that when Stan filmed this is one of his last few cameos that he's done. Yeah. So he was beyond an age, so he had to actually, I think what they did was they actually captured the audio from Mallrats or Stan's cameo.
Oh, wow.
So you didn't actually see him talking, but you literally, when he pulled the sheet, the script down and looked at Captain Marvel and smiled, that's all he really did, right?
Yeah.
But the audio itself, I think it was pre-recorded.
Okay. So that makes it even cooler.
Yeah.
Well, not that. Okay, so the movie was set, it's not set in this time, it's set, 15 years?
In the 90s.
In the 90s.
Because, remember, she lands in a Blockbuster video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? A Blockbuster video. That's another camp.
Yep.
But that's when Mallrats was produced in the 90s, like the late 90s, or mid to
95.
So that's really cool. I love that.
So Kevin Smith was he was ecstatic. He was brought to tears literally. I've seen him do 2 interviews, and both of them he was kind of he was just flabbergasted, teared up. But Stan's cameo in this movie was particularly cool, and I ranked this number one also. With Monica's being second. It was cool because he was. Kevin Smith said this. He was like, "Man, this means that I'm part of the Marvel cinematic universe."
The Mallrats and Kevin Smith and Jay and Silent Bob and all those characters.
Yeah.
Brody and all the rest of them.
They're all the MCU.
They're all in the MCU now.
And then on top of that, he goes like this. He goes, "Okay, so wait. If I'm in the MCU, did I survive the snap?" It's like, oh man, I hope I survive. But yeah, that was part of it. But then, particularly with Stan's cameo, if you think about it, previous movies, he was always somebody else.
Yeah.
This is the first time he's played himself.
I didn't even think about that.
It's the first time
I didn't even think about that. Wow.
Remember FedEx guy, Watcher, the haircut guy in Thor. I mean, I can go on and on. There's so many different cameos. Yeah. But the fact that Stan is playing himself in the MCU,
True Believers and
all that, man, that's just amazing.
Crazy. I never even thought about that until you just mentioned it.
Yeah.
So that's a really good point.
So shout out even more to the beginning of the Marvel, to Marvel for their opening credits, because if you guys are watching spoilers,
right?
But in the event that you guys haven't seen the movie, at the opening Marvel, logo thing, instead of the superheroes and the whatever, it's all Stan's cameos. So yeah,
that's awesome.
It was amazing. So first question is done. We're both in agreement. Stan was the best, obviously.
Yes, obviously.
And for me, it's number two for Monica's cameo.
And for me, it was an inanimate object, which is the
Mallrats script. Yes. All right. Question number two. Speaking of that opening tribute to Stan, what would you think? I mean, that kind of goes without saying, because we've already seen all those cameos. Being that how many movies are there? Like 30, something like that. I don't know, man. Like, okay, so they opened the movie up with that, and with a very simple for Stan.
Yeah. After,
and like, man, I was just like, oh, my heart sank, because like when Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
When that came out, like Stan's cameo in there, and it was animated. It was an animated cameo, and I was choked up.
Yeah, you still get choked up, especially when he says it'll fit eventually.
Yeah.
Right. Or like sooner, it always fits eventually. It's like, oh my god, like he's literally talking to every single Spider-Man fan out there.
Yeah.
Like, eventually this character will fit who you need it to be.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. Like, and so there's a lot of memes out there about if you've never cried in your life, 2 minutes into Captain Marvel, you're gonna be like, oh my god.
I know.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
Oh.
Because of
because of that opening intro.
Yeah, because of the opening intro.
I wish I could post it on this video, but it's video will get shut down.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it's gonna be, because like I think every time from now on, like every time I'm gonna see Stan in a cameo, I'm just gonna be like, ooh,
yeah, you're still gonna feel it. See, and that's another tribute to the man's life and his work. That even after he passes away, no matter how many times you see him, like I can literally go back to Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire and see him in that cameo and still think back and like, oh man, I'm gonna miss him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Captain America, of course, I'm gonna miss him. The Hulk, I'm gonna miss him. Thor, Ragnarok, I'm gonna miss him. So 10 years from now, I'm gonna watch Captain America: The First Avenger, and I'm still gonna be like, oh man, I miss him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So
what was his cameo there? He was like a military official, right?
I think so. Yeah.
He was sitting. I think he was sitting in when Steve was getting the super soldier serum.
I thought he'd be taller.
Was that
right? No.
No.
What was that one?
I can't remember.
Was that an Iron Man?
No, Iron Man was they had a gala, and like they thought that he was Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
So that was Iron Man.
Yeah.
There's so many different ones.
So many different ones. But yeah, when you go to the theater, go early to make sure you see the opening credits so that you can see the tribute to Stanley.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely heart wrenching.
I mean, honestly though, you're gonna start. I mean, you're gonna start off a superhero film with like the most heart wrenching thing to start off with, and then we're gonna go to a superhero film.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, you made me cry already.
No.
Like, the movie haven't even started yet. You know?
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I mean, like I had no idea where Stan's cameo was in the movie itself, but like when it hit you, it hit you. And I was like, oh. But I thought it was so cool having them all Mallrats.
Have you ever met Stan in person?
God, when was it? Once, a long time ago.
Oh, like back before the Marvel Universe and everything.
I think
cinematic.
I think by the time I met him, X-Men had come out.
Oh, okay.
I think Iron Man was. No, you know what? I don't even think Iron Man was out yet at the time I caught him. But
so you're looking at like 10 years plus.
Yeah, it's like when I saw Stan, it was at a local comic book shop up in the Bay Area.
Wow.
Not even like nowadays when you think of a Stan appearance,
you think of conventions.
Think of conventions.
San Diego, WonderCon, that kind of thing.
He showed up to a comic book shop.
That's cool.
And actually, I got a T-shirt and I got him to sign my big X-Men.
Yeah, that big book.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Like we talk about Stan, and especially after being so popular, after the movies came out and everything, all his cameos, and doing big conventions and everything. He went to Other Realms, comics, and in Hawaii, and did a signing at a shop there. Mm-hmm. Just recently, we're talking like maybe 3 years ago.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so he even though Hawaii at the time, they have amazing Hawaii and they have Comic-Con Honolulu, whatever, and he'll do those shows. He still went to Hawaii for that one comic shop, Other Realms. So if you go to Hawaii, check them out, Other Realms comic shop, because they worked with him since the beginning.
Yeah.
I think they've been around 30 years. So 29 years ago, mm-hmm. They were the handler when Stan used to come to Hawaii. So
wow, that's amazing. That's dope.
And that's again tribute to what he, who he was. Where he's like, yeah, I remember them, and I work with them, and let's just do a signing at the shop. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't have to be a big production. He was all about the fans. So that's really cool. Anyway.
So yeah, I mean, it goes without saying, I guess, for our topic number 2, that man. That opening tribute to Stan
just blows your mind and makes you cry.
Yeah, exactly. All right, topic number 3. What did you think of the swerve with the Kree and the Skrulls?
Now, when he says swerve, he's talking about how the film made the Skrulls look like the good guys.
Yeah, I mean, because when the movie starts, you're basically led to believe that it's just the good guys are the Kree, bad guys are the Skrulls.
Yep.
Okay. And for me as a comic book collector, I as far as the Kree goes, I know that they have the original Captain Marvel, mm-hmm. who Annette Bening did a great job. The original Captain Marvel. They had, they had the good parts of the Kree, right? But that doesn't mean that they were complete angels.
Yeah.
In terms of them as a race, I think they were just as bad as the Skrulls. But that's me as a comic book collector watching the movie. But for the sake of the movie itself, the audience is led to believe good guys Kree, bad guys Skrulls.
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay, just like any other civilization, mm-hmm. not just Kree, Skrull, but humans alike. There's good and there's bad. Mm-hmm. I think that's a testament to how great the storytellers are for the Marvel Universe, like the cinematic universe, where they make it so that way you kind of side with Magneto, right? Because you know what he's trying to do. But at the same time, there's the Xavier version.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Skrulls and the Kree. I think they're kind of putting it out there where every civilization has their good and bad. Mm-hmm. So who's to say who's good and who's bad?
Yeah.
Now, when I look at the Skrulls, especially reading them in the comics, spoiler, the Secret Invasion and all that kind of stuff. Skrulls are really bad.
Yeah, they're man.
Yeah, in the comics, they're really bad.
Yeah.
But I think the reason why they're doing it this way in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the MCU, is because they want people to understand why the Skrulls are doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
So that way you kind of be like, okay, I understand why. And then, Captain Marvel, being the way it is, it's going to have Captain Marvel 2 and Captain Marvel 3. I think that, this is my personal opinion, that they're going to make it so that you kind of side with the Skrulls a little bit, and then you figure out.
And then they're going to hit you with the blind side. You're like, ooh, we're just as bad as the Kree guys.
Right, we're going to just kill everybody. Because if you really look at it, they're refugees. Again, spoilers, right? So the refugees, they had the ship up there above the earth. When they come down, just like humans are a virus to this planet. Mm-hmm. They start here and they spread out and they take over everything. I think the same kind of.
You think that might happen again?
I think it might happen with the Skrulls because they're just like humans and they're just like Kree and all that kind of stuff, where they are going to be here on Earth to get us what they can out of the planet.
Yeah.
Just like humans. We're doing all kinds of crazy stuff to this planet because we want to get as much out of it as we can. And so I think that's maybe something that they're going to do, where the Skrulls will come and they'll be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Let's go have a beer. And then, after a while, they're like, well, why let the humans run this place when we can do it?
Yeah.
And that's it. Boom.
There's so much. There's so much to think about. Like you already touched on it a little bit. There's most likely going to be Captain Marvel 2 and 3. And I think again, I'm with you on this. I think we're going to get. They set it up so that flip side, Kree are bad.
Yep.
Skrulls are good, but we're going to get hit with a dose of, oh my god, these guys are just as bad, right?
Right. And humans are going to be right in the middle.
Yeah, humans are going to be right in the middle. So I think with the Disney Fox buyout, I think that we're going to end up seeing Super Skrull.
Oh,
considering that there's Fantastic Four.
By the way, if you don't know who Super Skrull is,
look it up.
Look it up.
Google
I'm not going to tell you because I want you to go out to your local comic shop and pick up a book.
Yes, there you go.
You need to learn about him.
You need to learn about Super Skrull, like them. What we didn't even touch on was the cameo by Ronan the Accuser.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, what's his name? So remember Guardians 1? Remember when they're trying to catch Quill?
Quill.
And like he's like I'm Star-Lord, and he's like, who?
That dude.
Yeah, that dude's in there. There's so many different cameras. But anyways,
see, what's great about this movie is that it's set in the 1995. So
so it's before all this stuff.
So like all of these characters can come back.
Yeah.
Like because the black dude that he got that thing taken out.
Oh yeah.
And so, you can bring that character back and kind of do more with them. So,
yeah.
Anyway, go on.
But yeah, as far as the swerve goes, that it was interesting to me, but I see why they did it, and I think it opens like if we left the movie off with just all right, well the Kree are still kind of good, the Skrulls are still kind of bad, but they're both kind of all bad. Like you're already kind of cut off the opportunity to make Marvel 2 and Marvel 3.
Yeah.
So, but I like how they did it.
Me too.
Because I think the way that they did it, they'll just you're just really like you're ready for a Super Skrull. You're ready for Secret Invasion. You're ready for all these different things that could happen.
Like okay, I'm calling it right now. Oh my God, I'm all excited. Captain Marvel 2, Secret Invasion.
Ooh!
I'm calling it right now. Now keep in mind, I don't know what, today is March 20th, 2019.
I know.
Captain Marvel 2, The Secret Invasion.
Oh man, that would be crazy.
Or 3.
Because remember, okay, so Secret Invasion. What I remember, I don't even think I finished the book or the series.
It was super long because it jumped from all these different.
Yeah. So it was kind of hard to follow, but I think like one of the memorable parts from the movie was a spaceship crash landing on Earth, and then all of a sudden you see old school Luke Cage, you see Wolverine in the old school original outfit come out,
Right.
you see another Spider-Man come out, and everyone's like, "What is going on?" Like, oh my god! Because remember in the movie, you couldn't differentiate from one, like from the original to the Skrull impersonator because they match all the way down to the DNA.
Yeah.
So, but like, in the book, in the Secret Invasion book, what was with the spaceship crash, like all of a sudden, like, oh my god, wait, who's real and who's a Skrull? Like, dude, you could, like Marvel 2, Captain Marvel 2, we could totally see that happening.
We could totally see that happening.
So
I'm calling it right now.
I remember, and also from that Secret Invasion book, I remember they also had, obviously they had Super Skrull, right? And then they had the Avengers version of Super Skrull. Then they had the X-Men version of Super Skrull.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude, it was such a crazy book. And that was, I think, I'm like going all over the place with this. But I remember this Secret Invasion #1 was probably one of the first sketch covers ever. If you, I don't know if you've seen it, but it wasn't a full white because it had the border, and then it gave you like a little square.
A little square in the middle. Yeah. Which, by the way, the paper, like the cover stock on that was
horrible.
I mean, you could put down a Sharpie pen and it would still smear.
Yeah, so. I still have it too, so I'm like, I'm not going to draw on it. I'm not going to draw on it. But yeah, dude, like that's where it was well done.
Yes,
well done.
See, again, like Marvel and Disney, they've had this thing mapped out for years now.
Yeah.
And so, like, even though we're looking at a movie that just came out a couple weeks ago with Captain Marvel, that Captain Marvel has been in the works for like 5-6 years now.
Yeah.
And so they've been able to readjust and retool and schedule who they're putting into this Marvel Cinematic Universe to make it all fit just right. And so, man, they got a plan, and their writers and their storytelling is on point. And if I was like 3 years ago, I'd say on fleek. So
your storytelling is on fleek. You told me. So yeah, with that being said, that is it for our top 3 topics of the day.
Woo!
Any last thoughts on Captain Marvel? Well, actually, no. You know what? Let's go to commercial. When we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more Captain Marvel.
All right.
Stick around. We are back, geeked out, spoiler full Captain Marvel episode. So we just got to the top 3 topics of the day. Any last thoughts about Captain Marvel?
I think it's a great movie. I know that there's a lot of people that were doubtful of it because of the female lead. But she Wonder Woman, but she broke the barriers, and it's on its way to being the first, I think, $1 billion.
I think so. It's like
I don't know if Wonder Woman did it, so don't quote me. And if she did, please put it in the comments.
Yeah.
But it's the first female Marvel Universe character to do it, and it's gonna be. Well, let's be honest, it's gonna hit $1 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's on its way, and it's not stopping. So congratulations to Brie Larson.
Definitely. What was the initial complaint though? It's like I when movies come, especially Marvel movies come out, I don't listen to critics.
Yeah, me neither.
But apparently, it something negative about the movie happened. Was it just because there was a female lead?
Well, there's one of it is because there's a female lead.
Uh-huh.
They say that other than Wonder Woman, there's not been a female lead that could carry a big budget movie.
Yeah.
Because it's never really been done. I mean, the only things we've seen is like Barbed Wire. From
Pamela Anderson?
Wow. Like, things like that. That's all we've seen so far.
Yeah.
But now that Marvel and DC and everything have put together really good...
Tank Girl.
See, even Tank Girl was an awesome movie, by the way. Yeah. But it didn't make $500 million.
Yeah, because you had Ice-T in a dog costume.
Oh my God. Laura Petty, I love you, but yeah, Ice-T in a dog costume wasn't good.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, so that was one of the reasons. Secondly, they thought that the whole, I guess, genre other than Infinity Wars, like other than Avengers, was kind of declining. Like nobody wants to see a superhero movie anymore. Like you're freaking nuts. Like right now, I tell you right now, if somebody said I'm making a Deadpool 3. And we can only make it if we have pre-sale tickets of $1 billion. Trust me, Deadpool 3 would be made.
I know.
So, it's just a whole bunch of different things that were so negative about it. But they proved them wrong. So, Brie Larson and the rest of the crew, congratulations. On a great film. And we look forward to more.
Shout out to the cat, a.k.a. the Flurkin. That was great. That was hilarious. That was
cut your eyeball out.
I know, dude. It's like... Oh, you're so cute.
The last time I trusted something, I lost an eye.
And it was so funny because like when you're watching that scene, you're thinking, oh man, somebody really did him dirty. Come to find out it was a Flurkin.
Come to find out it was Goose.
It was Goose, the Flurkin.
Which is not a cat, by the way. It's a Flurkin.
It's a Flurkin.
It's a Flurkin. Flurkin.
I think Goose was named after Goose from Top Gun.
What was he?
I think so. Yeah.
Because of the whole Air Force thing. I get it now.
Yep.
Look at that. It just took me like 2.5 weeks to get it. But
I know.
I got it.
but yeah, no. Overall, I love the movie. I think it was a great setup movie because, like, obviously, and I mentioned this last week. The movie itself was basically an origin story. You know? And unless you're Captain America or Iron Man. Your origin stories are going to be great, but your follow-up stories are always going to be better.
Yeah.
Right. So no, I really thought that the Captain Marvel was a good, solid movie.
So is this considered the first movie in the Phase 4?
No, because we're still. I think because
we haven't done Infinity Endgame yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's still in Phase 3. But it's a good preamble to Phase 4, though.
So, what I read yesterday was that the Marvel actually, for the first 3 phases leading up to Infinity War, there's a new name for it.
What is it?
It's the Infinity Saga.
Ooh, Infinity Saga.
So now I got to look for this box set. That's probably going to be housed in an Infinity Gauntlet somehow. you know it's about to happen, like a Blu-ray set.
Right, you know it's gonna happen.
There's like 30 films in an Infinity Gauntlet, and you just gotta watch them. So
then you gotta press the stones in just the right order for it to open up.
Yep.
But anyway.
Oh man. So yeah. Once again, that was Captain Marvel was such a great movie, and we're so glad to see it, and we're looking forward to. Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
We gotta talk about that last the mid-credit scene, freaking with the pager.
Oh, with the pager.
Yeah, so like, okay. Even before we get into this, I gotta say this. I would show up to Marvel movies, right? And it's almost a given. You're gonna get a mid credit scene, and you're gonna get a credit, very end credit scene. Yeah. And it always baffles me when people get up right after the movie ends and leaves. Like what?
It's like, have you never been to a Marvel movie in the past 10 years?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, it's been 10 years since Iron Man.
Has it been 10 years?
It's been 10 years.
Uh-huh.
Like, literally, I did the card set for Marvel.
Yeah.
And I did the Marvel 10-year anniversary.
Oh, wow.
And so it's been over 10 years of mid-credit and credit. Who gets up?
I know. I see them like they'll get up to leave, and then they'll stop, and then they'll stand by the stairway or like that walkway, like when you get in. Oh, I missed it. Anyways, so if if you happen to miss the end credit scene, it starts at present day, because remember the movie set in like 95. It's present day, and they're sitting there in front of the pager that Nick Fury uses, because obviously, if you guys saw Infinity War, the very mid-credit scene there, Nick Fury is victim of the snap. So they're watching. It's Steve Rogers, Black Widow, Thor, and I think Bruce Banner's there, and I think also
Hawkeye.
No, not Hawkeye.
No.
Oh my God. Rhodey.
Okay. War Machine.
There you go. Oh my God, brain fart. Anyways, so they're standing there, and then they're watching the pager. It's still blinking, and all of a sudden, it goes off, and everybody's like, "What happened?"
Like it literally shuts off.
And then, no. Well, before that, Black Widow's like whatever it is, they must have contacted somebody, or like there's still power going to it. After what she said, and Thor's like, "Oh man, this is crazy." And then turns around, Captain Marvel's standing there, and the only thing she says is, "Where's Fury?"
And then boom, that's it.
That's it. So I thought that was cool, because now you're like, holy cow,
where's Fury?
Like, oh my God, we're all tying it in. And now that we've already talked about Captain Marvel, now that we're kind of leading into Infinity War, have you seen the trailer?
Of what?
Infinity?
Oh, yeah,
Infinity
course, yeah.
Endgame?
Yeah, of course. Who hasn't? Literally 272 million hits.
Oh my God!
Since it opened. So
I wish I dropped that on my YouTube page. I get paid for that, man.
Right?
272 hits, a million hits. I just like that one scene where like Thor's standing there, and then he calls the War Axe. What's his name? Was War Axe now? Stormbreaker. And then Captain Marvel's just not fazed at all.
Right? She
kind of smirks at him a little bit. He's like, I like this one.
So there's certain mid-credit and end credit, that really catch you, and this one really catches
you.
Yeah. Because you get the cameos of Thor and Captain America and all those guys, and it introduces her to them.
Yeah.
Right? Because this movie was, again, set 10, 15 years before everybody else. And so now it's like that one end credit scene, introduces her to the rest of the team.
Yeah.
So, Thanos, you in trouble?
Man. So they're setting her up. Supposedly, and I've read this somewhere, she is the most powerful being, I guess you can say, in the whole Marvel universe. So far. So
yeah. Because we still haven't got Warlock coming in yet. Adam Warlock has.
Oh God, Adam Warlock. Yet. That's I don't think he's going to show up in Endgame.
You think he's going to be in Phase 4? Though,
I think he's definitely going to be part of Phase 4. I think also I heard that there are going to be a bunch of cameos of people that cameos of people that we haven't seen in a while or didn't even think about. Iron Man 3. Remember the little kid that Tony was working with?
Yep.
Apparently, he's making a cameo in Endgame.
Yeah, I heard that too, and I heard that the actual the most powerful being so far is Captain Marvel, but later on they might bring in Howard the Duck.
Oh yeah.
So again, there's so many different things that they could do with this. because now that Disney owns it all, they can do so much with the source material.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like almost 100 years, 70 years of all these great storylines that they can do. This can go on forever. So.
Oh, and you know what? Here's the other thing that we didn't even talk about.
What is it?
And this ties into the whole Disney Fox buyout.
Okay.
You got Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
You have the X-Men on the other side.
Okay.
And if you guys read comics, you guys know that the only reason why, besides Rogue's main power of absorbing people's powers, she also absorbed the strength and the flight ability of Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Carol Danvers.
Now, again, this is a spoiler alert show, so if you haven't read the comic,
read the comic. It's Avengers Annual number 10, the first appearance of Rogue.
And first appearance of Rogue and the death of Captain Marvel.
Yep.
So.
Now, did she really die or did she just pass out?
From what I hear, she died. I didn't really read the book.
I remember I got it signed by Michael Golden.
Yeah, you did.
At the, what was that? Was that San Diego?
Yeah, it was San Diego because I remember walking through the sea of people. Yeah. But yeah, go read it.
Go read it. Avengers Annual number 10. You can probably find it on Marvel Unlimited, possibly. If not, go to the store. Buy it there. So pick it up. With that being said, that is it for our show, folks. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your man JQ. This is free.
Yo!
And we are out.
But before we go, come to F39 at WonderCon next week.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that. Hold on. We're not going to end the show yet. WonderCon next week, Anaheim Convention Center, all weekend, starting with Thursday? Friday. Friday. Thursday setup. Friday, all the way through the weekend, me, free, Jeremy Lassner. And
I know Chandler's going to be there.
Yep.
Hopefully Megan's going to be there doing some interviews with other creators and actors and everything. And so, yeah, Carlos Molina from SoldierCon's going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of people.
Yeah, so guys, don't forget, what's the name? What's the booth number again?
F39.
F39. Artist Alley. Yeah. You know, typically we've always done
small press.
And I think, Artist Alley in Silicon Valley, that kind of too.
Yeah.
Was it Artist Alley or was that a booth?
Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
No, that was Artist Alley. It was about half the size of this table.
And we had, but we had our guy next to us that was doing all the carvings and stuff.
He was doing the glass carvings.
Glass carvings.
And then on this side, we had the Corgi girl.
Oh, yeah. So but yeah, anyway. F39 Artist Alley, WonderCon this weekend and next weekend, not this coming weekend, next weekend, Anaheim Convention Center. Don't miss out. LFDF Comics is in the building. All right, with that being said, this is our show, Geeked Out. I'm your man, JQ. This is free.
No!
And we are out. Peace.
Welcome to Roosevelt High School's.
Good morning, students.
Good morning, students.
Today for lunch it is pizza and salad and chocolate milk.
With a side of tater tots.
And for dessert, it's a peach cobbler. Don't forget, guys, the annual high school track meet is after school today. Don't forget to support our Flying Eagles.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
So what's coming? Like, I think homecoming dance is coming up. And so vote for your favorite homecoming.
Shout out to Billy Crawford.
Billy Crawford.
He's in my third period math class. I hope you win.
He's a dream.
So awkward.
He's a dream.
All right, you ready?
I sit behind him in Spanish lit, and he smells wonderful.
Spanish, not even English lit. Spanish. What do they have?
English, not Spanish. Spanish literature. Like, what
do
is
we
that?
have? Don Quixote. All right.
What's going on, guys? It's your man JQ with Geeked Out right here on Duff Talk Radio. If you want to get more content from us, better make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't know what you're missing.